Good afternoon, everybody. Raven and Olive are back from their trip to Kentucky. Got Olive all loaded up. Where we going, Olive? We're going to the racetrack. There's a guy next door to me trying to pull a boat out. It's pretty sketchy. So anyways, yeah, we're going to the racetrack today. We're gonna go meet up with Chelsea. He's gonna talk a little bit in this video and kind of explain what's going on, why I'm out here. One of the incentives for moving out here, not why I'm out here, but a good reason why I'm out here. This guy's boat just fell off the hitch. Literally just fell off the hitch. I'm gonna go help him and then I'll be back. All right, I had to give the neighbor a hand, but back to what I was saying.
Hi.
Raven and Oliver back. We're going to the racetrack today to meet up with the Chelseas and talk about the drift school a little bit. And what are you looking at?
That rock.
Oh yeah, I got Raven near the rock.
Caleb buys me rocks.
Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but there's a guy that paints rocks and I buy him for Raven all the time. There's a rock. Yeah, the last video I put out, I hadn't put one out prior to that one in like 2.5 weeks, so shout out to everybody that watched it. And I'm gonna try and keep the content a little bit more consistent now that I'm here. Look how fucking nice it is outside! Okay, off topic, but I know that some of you guys comment about the music I listen to all the time. And I just found this band called Left Behind. I actually saw them a couple nights ago. If you're into like beatdown shit, these guys are sick. How long has it been? Like 2 years since you've been here?
Yeah, a little bit long. It's really pretty here.
It's so pretty. It's nice coming here when it's not packed with people too. You get to appreciate the...
Is that cows?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Raven loves cows.
I want a baby cow so bad. I want a Highland cow. They look like teddy bears.
If anybody has any cows they want to donate to Raven, holler.
Or goats. I love little goats.
Yeah, or goats.
Or ducks.
Or ducks. Come here, mamas. Come here. Come here. There's cars inside there. What are you doing, girl? Where's your mama? Where's your dad? Where's your dad, your mama, huh? Where they at? Ooh, hello. Alright, so I came here to talk with Chelsea about the drift school stuff and also to give you guys a bunch of info about the drift school. But we're now going to Chelsea's house to do the video, so yeah, that's why we're not filming it here. I think he has enough dodges. And then this.
I own like a sort of Japanese shop. It's like small and shit is everywhere, but it's sort of organized.
Yeah.
That's out.
Are you still got that light bar I left here 2 years ago?
The what?
That light bar I left here 2 years ago?
No, it's on the side by side. You were like, oh,
What's
just use it
side by
for
side?
something up at the cabin. Because it's like pitch black up there
Yeah.
and the lights on it suck. So you put it on
I
there.
was
Have
thinking
a
your,
cop light on
your
it.
garage looks like
What size?
The lot bar.
Yeah, you can do the app and turn it into a cop light. Like,
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's on the remote too.
yeah, it's on the remote.
it looks like you just took over your mom and dad.
You guys remember this?
And it's like I'm just taking your garage. And they're like, oh,
It works.
damn right.
That's the coolest one you got. Work it, girl. Work it.
Curse or say something I'm not supposed to. I go like this in the frame.
I've
So
seen
that way when you edit it, you can just add a beep. We don't even take out me going like this. We just add a beep. I mean, I do.
Yeah, you cuss in your videos.
But I have her take the F word out.
Oh,
Shit,
F word.
cunt, damn,
See, those
cocksucker.
those
Those are all fine.
Cunt, huh?
Well, I've been to Australia and visited there before.
Hey,
so I
oh, I've
can
been there
say,
too. We're good.
once
We
you've
can
been
say
to
that.
Australia one time, you can use the word cunt. I had a like 65-year-old lady call me a cunt in Australia.
That's because you're a man.
I held the door open for her. She said, "Thanks, cunt." And I said, well, "Excuse me?" She's like, "Oh, you're from America." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from America." She's like, "That's a cute accent." Walked away. That was it.
Okay, action. I finally made it to Chelsea's house. I've been running
Well,
around.
you made it to my shop. You haven't gone to my house.
Yeah.
This is the second time.
And then they
Cooked food in
Oh,
there.
you did?
Yeah.
Hopefully you didn't microwave that aluminum in mine.
No, dude. The house is burning.
Yeah.
You have a fucking toaster oven.
Oh, alright. You said the F word. We thought we weren't talking about the F word.
Yeah, you can.
Beep.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
I went to the park and Chelsea had done a class this morning, so then we came up to his house, aka shop, and he doesn't live in the shop, his house is just close by.
Same size though.
Yeah, same size. So I moved out to Oregon, and one of the reasons why I moved out here is to help Chelsea with the drift school. I came out a couple months ago, got to thrash in the cars. I'll link that video below. You can go check that out. But we did some talking, and I was like, well, I hate Florida. I miss home. I miss my friends. And I want to drive these cars more. So I loaded up everything, moved out, and I'm going to help him with some maintenance on the cars, some instruction. You guys can sign up. All the info for the school will be down below, and or just email this email here to get in contact with somebody.
Man, there's a lot of editing going on. Here, drop the link here.
Oh, I'll be doing that. Oh yeah, you're not doing that. Oh,
I can have Chelsea edit it.
okay, yeah.
She's the real MVP behind the scenes in my channel.
That's how I roll, dude. I'm pointing and there's stuff popping up.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great.
When I'm pointing, stuff is popping up.
It's funny because like I went to school for this stuff.
Yeah.
And I still don't do any of that.
Yeah, but you're doing a million other things.
But I feel like people like the rawness.
yeah.
So I just say, if you want some more information, go to theschoolofdrift.com.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to add
Or
it
click the
later.
link down below.
I don't need to spell it out for you. You can hit rewind.
Yeah. That's how Chelsea is. See, I'm trying to get people to sign up, so hit the link or go to theschoolofdrift.com.
Well, the reason we want people to sign up is so that you can teach them how to drift
Exactly.
in a car that's prepped and easy to drive.
Yeah, so the car, I can do it in silver BMW, what did I say?
Silver car.
Silver car, the same one that you guys have seen me drive on the channel.
We have a black M3 too, and
Yeah.
a four-door car,
Taxi.
taxi. We've got two more in the queue out here. Two more M3s. So
Yeah, I might give them a little glimpse when we walk in.
yeah,
This is where the cars are built and prepped and then go off the park and you guys get to come thrash them. So,
that's where they live and die.
yeah. So this is all kind of new to me and I haven't done any instruction yet, but I do have 2 people signed up for this month and next month. And me and Chelsea are going to go over how he does things because I don't want to steer away from the way that he's been doing this, and he's been doing it a long time, not just at park, but all over the country, all over the world.
Yep.
Yeah,
So we'll let you fall into the algorithm of everything.
Exactly.
That way you can teach and get people to progress really quickly.
and I'll have him kind of explain why he chose BMWs, because some people think that they're more expensive to work on or harder to work on. He's going to explain that, why he chose park, why he's doing this at all.
Yeah.
Pass it off.
So basically for like the past 4 years, I've been doing instruction, setup classes, track days, private instruction with other students from their first time drifting all the way to Pro 2 drivers and guys that are now Pro 1 guys. So I've learned like not only how to talk to people and teach them so that they don't get frustrated, but I've also learned how to basically put people through the ringer to become like really good drivers very quickly. Kind of take out all the bullshit, focus on what's important, and how to connect the dots, right?
Yeah.
So there's only, a gas pedal, a clutch, a brake, and a steering wheel,
Yeah.
right? So as long as you can get to use those correctly, you can make anything happen. So a lot of our classes, a lot of our structure of everything and curriculum is based on being able to have you get in the car, drive with no frills, no bullshit, and have a good time. So the basis of the school was, I go all these places and 90% of people's cars were either set up wrong or didn't make it through the day.
Yeah.
They were
I've been to a few of these classes. I went to one in Texas.
Yeah.
One at Park before that was actually the School of Drift, and it slows down the classes, I think, right? Because either the car's set up wrong and it's almost impossible to drive.
And all they're doing is hurting themselves.
Yeah, and they could be progressing so much quicker and so much easier if the car was set up correctly.
Yeah, so the car, the most important thing to me is having a car that's reliable, can do a full lap without having any problems.
Yeah, 1 lap.
100 times in a day, right? Our school is so massively based on track time that someone can go through a set, like our tires last 80, 90 laps, right? And someone will do 80 or 90 laps in a 2.5 hour session. You know, like a 3 hour class that they take a 30-minute break in, or a few 10-minute breaks. So if you think about how many laps you get at the track normally, which is probably like 15 or 20 in a day.
Yeah, when you're sitting on grid waiting.
Maybe 25.
Yeah.
In a half day, you get 4 times that.
Yeah, and that's
because the car is proper.
Well, people were asking me about the classes. They're like, "Oh, I want to do a full day." And I'm like, that's awesome. They'll say, "Oh, well, I don't have the money for a full day." So what they don't understand is that a half day, you're getting more seat time than you would get at 3 events.
Yeah.
In a half day of drifting.
Yeah, I always say the full day is great for people that are not from around here and want to come and get a ton of track time down in a day and learn as much as they can in a day.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be able to be here for a couple days during the week,
a couple half days.
Yeah, a couple half days are better because, granted, it is slightly more money to do 2 half days, but each half day starts with a fresh set of tires. So instead of paying that additional cost for tires in the full day, it almost makes it to the same exact price to get fresh tires the next day. So I do push our half days a lot more because I feel like you're not burning yourself out. Like, people are like, don't realize how tired you get. Like, in a full day, I had a guy that, like, we clocked over 400 laps.
Oh my God.
And he's like dead. He got out of the car, he could barely stand.
His arms are like,
and I'm pumping him full of water while he's driving. He won't even drink water. I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
Drink water. I'm like, whenever you see this temp gauge go any bit past the halfway point, you need water too.
Yeah.
It's not just you.
Him the whole time.
Yeah, like you're overheating. The cars are like, I've had people just do 10 laps in a row. I'm like, dude, you're not learning anything. Like, come stop here. Let's work on this section.
And that's kind of what I was talking to a few of my friends about that were talking about coming. They're like, even though like I push the full days more, it's more money in my pocket, but I think that doing multiple half days, throughout the year, you get more out of it. You're not as exhausted because by 3 hours of straight drifting is gnarly. Like, your arms turn into noodles. You're exhausted from being in the car, and I think at a certain point you stop really taking in information.
Right, absolutely.
But
yeah, so the cars are all BMW M3s.
Yeah.
They all have SLR 65 degrees of steering angle.
Yeah,
they all have short rear gear ratio rears.
Yeah.
They're all welded, but they all have strong axles and transmission, and everything's super reliable. I mean, we maintenance them, make sure they're running right all the time. But even though that is the case, things still happen. But we haven't had any major failures in the cars at all.
Yeah, and I mean,
we've been running the school for only 2 months now. But you're talking about like the silver car probably has 5,000 laps on it.
We did shotgun bash.
Yeah.
And that, if you guys know what that was or were participated in it, came and got a ride. It was basically a ride along day. Chelsea did like 200 laps total in those cars.
For 5 hours?
In
4.5 hours?
4.5 hours, yeah. So
yeah, they're reliable. They're built to be beat on all day, and they have modified motors enough to do what you can, like
tune and intake, really, right?
Intake, tune, exhaust, headers. A couple of the cars have cams, and but they're all fairly equal. Like the car, all NA, but they absolutely shred at park. Yeah. Like I was on your door when you were in your competition car.
Yeah, it's crazy how I've driven a BMW kart, but it was my first time ever driving a BMW drift car.
Keep that weird.
I'm going to bust this fucking thing off.
Dude, there you go with the F word.
Yeah. But it was insane how easy it was to drive them, and I even asked Chelsea, why'd you do BMW? Because there's other options like Z's, or trying to find a bunch of 240s.
Right.
And because that's where I come from with the S chassis, I think it's the easiest car to drive.
So the big thing of the BMWs, obviously, I do believe they are like the best drifting chassis to begin with, but what it comes down to really is if you need parts for a BMW, you can buy brand new parts anywhere. Like a 240, when you're like, oh, I need this lower control arm bushing, or I need a steering rack, or whatever, they do not exist. You have to buy a remanufactured one and spend a ton of money. Yeah. Like I can call BMW right now and build an entire E36 minus the shell off of a phone call in parts.
Yeah.
Like they're there, they're OEM, they're high quality, they're immediately there. Like window seals and all the moldings trim pieces. Like you imagine calling Nissan and asking for that shit for
they
S13?
Wouldn't know what a 240 was.
Right.
If you said S13 to a Nissan,
they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know.
Well, and these cars are the same time period as an S14, right? right?
Yeah.
But you can't get S14 parts
No.
anywhere. So the price of 240 stuff is way more expensive. Like it starts getting crazy.
Shells are $3,000.
Right. Well, and like, oh, I need a fender.
Nope.
Not happening.
Buy an origin one.
Buying an origin one. And I'm like, yo, fender, here we go, we're done. Also, the other thing is like, these chassis are very easy to teach people in because they don't add angle when you give it throttle. They stay at the same angle and pick up speed. 240s, it's very difficult to teach people how to not spin. Even if you have crazy angle and nuts, everything in an S13, you're always driving the car, not to spin. These cars, you drive them to get to the angle you want.
Yeah, I mean, even with wise fab, like if you apply a lot of throttle, it's going to rotate the car.
Right, and you have a lot of your chassis set up for a lot of grip.
Yeah.
So the other reason is I've always been building these cars for a long time. I had the recipe.
Yeah.
So not only do I believe that they're cost effective, easy to get parts for in quickness, the spare parts and the community is huge. So for me, it's like, I know that community, I have partners involved with it, I know the car really well. I can build one of these cars in 2 weeks from the ground up for the school.
Yeah, I'm actually going to show that board right there. How many cars in 1 month?
So we did 4 cars in 1 month while I was doing FD stuff and doing the TI. The TI isn't even on that board.
Yeah, there's your TI.
Where is it?
Bottom.
Oh, yeah. You can see how small the list is for that.
Yeah.
And it's just tie rods because I let people drive my car and they jump rumble strips and mess tie rods up. You drove the TI, right?
Yeah, I jumped rumble strips and everything.
Yeah.
Because you were like, dude, they'll bend. I was like, oh yeah.
Inner tie rods, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like that needs to be the weak point, and they're $9.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not? But yeah, so I stuck with BMW stuff strictly for that reason. Plus, I felt like from a branding standpoint, being in the BMWs for the school of drift and all that was kind of like, people know me as a BMW guy.
I agree.
If I built S chassis and stuff and was teaching S chassis,
It'd be weird,
people would
even
be
if
like,
you owned S chassis, it would be weird for me to, like you own my own,
yeah,
but like for you to even drive that is weird to me.
right. Oh yeah, I mean it's weird for me too.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I think that it's more, I don't want to use the term believable, but it's more natural for me to be instructing in those cars because people will believe what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because
They
how
know,
could you
they know
deny?
you have
Like,
history with the cars and
right.
basically I wanted to get with Chelsea and get on camera for you guys and kind of explain one of the things that motivated me to get back out here and to be involved with something cool. If you guys have met me at a drift event, you know I'm always like, take people for rides, like talk about the car. Like I'll sit there and talk to people for hours about nothing.
Well, I think that's what drifting is all about.
Yeah,
right?
it's,
And that's
it's a
what the
community.
school is,
it's
right?
the community, yeah.
I mean, I traveled around forever teaching these classes, and I was like, man, like, it'd be really great if somebody could just say, what is drifting? How can I learn how to drift? Where can I do this? There really isn't a place that's very structured, right? There's some schools throughout the United States and
You can
whatnot,
hire somebody in.
or you can hire somebody, whatever, but like, for you to be able to come out here and just straight up turnkey, show up in a car that's set up that you have no excuses, like that car is perfect every time you get in it, and get taught by someone who's been doing it for 15 years,
Yeah.
and who's been teaching for longer than probably almost everybody else on the scene. I'm not tooting my horn, I'm just stating
Yeah, if you
facts.
sign up with me, I've got 3 years experience.
Yeah.
I can get around
We're
the track.
putting him through the training stuff. I mean, the thing about Caleb doing it is, a lot of it is, you guys are fans of Caleb, you follow him, you are intrigued by what he has to learn. He's super cool to hang out with. I mean, well, now I'm tooting his horn, so that just erases me tooting my own horn, right?
Keep coming.
But yeah, so what it does, right? So like now you have a chance to come hang out with Caleb, learn in a car that's set up, be involved with drifting as a whole. Like, you know, like when you show up at the school of drift, you're not showing up to dudes that are in polo shirts and instructors that are at a car show, like or a car school or any type of driving school. You're coming to hang out. Like,
Yeah,
we're gonna teach you, and I'm
We're
gonna yell at
dirty,
you.
we just got them working on the car.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like, that's how it's going to be.
It's going to be all of that, but you get to show up, experience the whole thing of drifting with, like, myself and Caleb and Reese, who's another instructor that we have here that's been killing it at Club Blues teaching for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And he has 16 years of experience.
Yeah.
He's been drifting longer than I have. So, And again, super cool. We're all just hanging out, having a good time. Like between laps, we're talking about what you did wrong and how you can improve it. But then at the same time, we're maybe making some jokes, or I'm jumping in the car to show you a few things, or whatever. Like we're just progressing you as a driver in really any way that we can.
So now I think some of the people on here are going to wonder what's going on with the 1J car.
Yeah.
My 1JS13, that's now Chelsea's. What's your plan with that? Is it going to be a rental car? Is it going to be a school car?
So we've actually changed a lot on that car already.
Okay.
So I changed all of the rear bushings, all of the rear control arms. I got OEM brand new lower control arms with brand new ball joints.
Yeah, I needed that.
All energy suspension bushings and anything that wasn't stock in the back.
Yeah.
Or anything that was stock in the back. New cooling system, so now like if you drive it and sit in line before you go again, it's back to 170 degrees each time. Cools down very quickly. We labeled your switch panel and fixed a few things.
Yeah, well I didn't have that car for it.
Right.
And it was my first car.
So I labeled all that, I went through, or I didn't even do this, my buddy Nick did. Shout out. So so basically that car's ready to rip, it's good to go. I have that for when FE guys come in town or Pro 2 guys come in town and they just want to shred, they can rent that car to drive. Or when I have some other pro drivers in for the school of drift that will do like a couple day classes, so you can come drive with like Chris Forsberg or Forrest Wang or Jeff Jones or any of those guys that you guys are fans with. You can sign up and get classes with them for pretty much the same rate as everything else.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want them to have something they're comfortable to drive and maybe something that has a little bit more power and all that. So that thing's turned up, made 420 wheel.
Shut up.
Yeah. It made,
on that turbo?
It made 350 when you had it.
Damn!
That's how, you've been driving it at 350.
That thing, God.
And we turned it up to 420 blaze it.
Same turbo.
Same turbo, same engine.
Shout out Drift Motion too for rebuilding the turbo.
Yeah, also, like that turbo on Jeff Stoneback's car did 480 at 16 pounds.
Drift Motion knows what's up.
And it spools instantly.
Oh, I know. We should, maybe the next park event, I'll pull out the S14 and you pull out the S13, and we can do some tandem shit together.
Sounds good.
And some clips. So, I mean, you have anything else you want to touch on?
No, I mean, really, it's just, we offer like, we do a commercial now in the middle of this.
Well, don't
I
worry,
always feel like I'm trying to sell somebody on it, but I'm really just trying to inform them on it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But I would
because
say,
somebody's going to comment. If you don't say how much this costs, there's going to be a comment. They're going to say how much this costs.
Right. So basically, it's $250 for a homeroom class. Which, if you've never drifted before, it is a classroom session, which is about 30 minutes or so, and then 8 laps on track, all inclusive, no fuel, no tires, no anything. You just show up and you drive it, and you leave us with your problems when you leave. So that's our intro class. We have a half-day class, which is $6.99. It's basically about 3 full hours of driving with some breaks here and there. So it's a 3-hour and 30-minute time slot. So that way you can chill. Includes your first set of tires, all the fuel, all of everything. So basically, if you're out there and you're a shredder and you're just like doing rolling burnouts the entire time, you will probably need another set of tires. And then it's $160 for the pair, installed, done. So like you literally could show up on a scooter, go drive this car, drifting all day, and then scooter home. I'm sure all of your watchers and viewers out there, they see that like how much work it is to keep a car going.
Yeah, they get sick of seeing it.
Right, and honestly, in the grand scheme of things, you spend way more money than the cost of our class just to run your car.
For a weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm saying in a whole. Because in a year, you might spend X amount of dollars, but only drive it for 20 days.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's more than $1,000 a day.
Oh, yeah.
So for $6.99 a half day, you'll get more track time than you ever do at a normal event. Because it's basically a private track day. At most, you're ever splitting it with is 4 people. 4 people at a track day means you don't ever stop.
Yeah.
Like, I run hot laps. People can just go. You know what I mean? Like, in 3 hours, if you wanted to drive nonstop, easy 100 laps. So you get that track time, and everything's all inclusive besides the second set of tires. Mm-hmm. And you get instruction from someone who's, you know, their whole lives have been around drifting for at least the last, for me, 15 years, Reese the same, and you the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically, like, when you think of the cost and of ownership and storage and tires and mounting tires, how much time it takes to do all that, Like, it's just, the cost is unbeatable in my eyes.
Like, imagine I could just take my car, go to Grid Life, drop it off somewhere, and the next time I want to drive it, I go pick it up and I go drive. It's kind of what it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
the amount of work and headache, like having to have a shop like this, or a garage, or a carport, or something you can work on your car in, costs more money to have that. It's time consuming. It's
just we're trying to build better drivers. I'm trying to make drifting suck less. Not that it sucks
that's what the
now,
class used to be called.
but yeah, how to suck less at drifting.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's it. For me, it's like, I go to events, my most exciting thing to see is someone excelling in what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they maybe took a few of my pointers, took a few of their concepts, put them together, it clicked, and now they're ripping. And then my favorite thing to do with drivers is being able to nitpick these little things, you know. And I say, like, I know I'm being nitpicky, but like, you're already that good. Like, you just need a little bit more direction change. You know, like, hey, like when we're defining that, you're like, hey, when you're going into the turn, just snap the throttle a little bit faster, then backpedal. You know, like all these little tricks that allow you to basically stay smoother with angle, more aggression, all of the little things. So for that class, pricing, as I was saying, to me at least, everyone I've asked is like, it's almost too cheap. But like the way we have everything going and working, we can offer that at this moment.
So the half day is $6.99.
Yep, and then a full day is $11.99.
And that's for 6.5 hours.
Yeah, 6.5 hours.
6 hours track time, 30.
And if you're a trooper and you are an insane person,
I could not imagine
you could
doing
drive for 6 hours straight, 6.5 hours straight. We're okay with that, but we just want to give some buffer so we can say, hey, there is at least 30 minutes to an hour for you to go get lunch and do whatever you need to do. So much track time.
Yeah, I almost just choked. The other thing is, I feel like there's the option for people that know how to drive, that may live in a different place, like middle of nowhere, Wyoming.
And they want to drive park.
And they want to drive park. Instead of toting out all your stuff, all your gear, all your spare tires, just fly out, rent a car, drive to park, come shred.
Right. And like that is literally way cheaper.
Oh
like,
my God.
Even like 1,000 miles away, right? That's 2,000 miles round trip. You would spend the cost of the class in gas alone, and you would not be able to do anything else but show up and drive. Like it would be.
Well, then you're blowing through your tires, your fuel too.
Right. But we do offer the same thing at a much lower rate for bring your own car, right? So a half day is $3.99 and a full day is $6.99. So. And that's you bring your own car, and we school you basically. But that's all inclusive on you, right?
Your tires, your
car breaks, you got to fix it. You got to do anything. Like obviously, if we can help, you have a BMW, you need parts. We have that stuff. That's cool. But it's really just meant for the guys who know how to drive, want to learn how to drive some more, but mostly how to do setup for their car and dial their car in. So if you're a guy who's driving Pro-Am and he wants to have his car maximized and be able to win, you can come to a class, do a full day, and get a full track day to yourself
for less than you could rent a
for
track.
less than you could rent a track, and we're going to help you and tell you how to do your setup on your car, and tell you what you need to fix and how to improve. That pricing is just ridiculous. The real reason for the pricing is because I can have 4 or 5 people on track at one time. So that way it makes sense for me.
So that's another thing. If you and a couple of your buddies want to come out and do it together,
yeah, that's a lower cost as well.
What you say?
So you can split cars too.
So you can split cars. We'll talk about that. But come out and then me, myself, and Reese or Chelsea,
we can all teach you.
We'll all jump on with one of you guys, and you can learn together, which I think would be a really cool experience. Yeah. I know if I was to go out with my homies, that would be like the coolest.
Yeah, and also like if you work for a company and you guys want to have a cool like company retreat or getaway type thing, we can do that where a bunch of people come and drive, and you can scare the shit out of your coworkers and have some fun.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, check out the website, schooldrift.com. Has all the information and pricing. You can literally book a spot right now by just going in and click book, and you can pick a date and come out. All of our full day classes are on Mondays, and then half day classes right now are on Wednesday and Thursday.
Cool.
So,
all right. So apparently, since I've been making less videos, I forgot about the whole filming an outro thing. So now I'm at home and just finished editing this video and realized I didn't make an outro. So thanks for watching this long 30-minute video. If you got to this outro, I love you. So thank you. I hope that all that information that Chelsea and I shared with you guys, spikes your interest, and maybe we'll see you guys out at park. And all the info is linked below, including Chelsea's channel. I'm sure there's a lot more information on his channel as well, and content from the school. So thanks for watching. Long video, I know, but it was packed full of information. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.